focus your attention on what is right more than what is wrong. These are my guys. I spent years just focusing on all their challenges, and then about 3 years ago, I shifted and I said, I'm not going to ignore their challenges. I will accept their challenges and I'm going to help them. We're going to get the therapies. We're going to do things, but I'm going to focus on all the positive things they're doing. And when I made that shift to really start congratulating themselves instead of always nagging, God, why do you not use your fork? Why are you doing this, right? And always pointing out the wrong things, right? Every time I'm yelling at them or pointing out something that they're doing wrong, guess what? Their self-concept is just, how would I like it if I'm doing something and someone keeps telling me how I'm doing it wrong or how I should be doing it when I don't have the capacity right now to do it in that way, or I would. Our kids are feeling this way too. And I forget this sometimes, I feel honestly like every kid would do better if they could do better. Kids just don't have those skills yet, and we have to be empathetic to that. And so if we start to dwell on what they can do, that's going to start building their confidence up and their motivation up to start doing those things that they're being praised for more often. And I found when I was dwelling on what I wanted them to do and the good things they were doing at that moment, their skills started to really grow and improve, and there were less stress. I feel like a lot of kids with ADHD, God, they're having a hard time because they're smart enough to know it could be different, but it's so hard for them to focus, and a lot of them are so smart, and I think a lot of them get angry at themselves because they have some of these challenges. I know my son did, and I found when I was frustrated with him and his challenges and focusing on his challenges, guess what? He was anxious, anxiety. He was really angry with himself. When I stopped that, I would say, hey, you know what? Next time, let's try this instead of. I reframed it in a more positive way. And I would say it has been probably 1.5 years since he's had a meltdown. When I shifted and focused on the good things about himself, he started focusing on the good things on himself. We still have a ways to go, but it's a start. Gratitude is such a wonderful thing to have, especially for our challenges when we tend to be focusing on all the things we need to do and should have done and could do and have to do. Instead of focusing on the good things that we have, we're focusing on what we don't have. So when bringing the concept of gratitude into your life, I think the best way to do it is at night and in the morning. Because if you're anything like me, I spent so many years researching things for my kids because they did something earlier that day, and I'm on the computer that night. What can I do for it? So I was still thinking of those things into the night and wasn't getting a good night's sleep. And I'd wake up and my mind would go right back to that. How am I going to solve this problem? What do I have faced today? I wasn't in a good state going to sleep. So when I started to shift my approach, and at night, number one, I don't take electronics in my bed anymore. And after an hour before I go to bed, I really do turn off the electronics because I know for me, that helps me get a better night's sleep. But right before I go to bed and I'm laying there and obviously my thoughts are going, I just start just kind of focusing on my heart, just taking some deep breaths and just thinking of 3 things that I am grateful for today. Because when you start focusing on the things that are good, your attention goes there and you're going to start feeling better. And you'll probably see more good as you start to focus and put that energy more towards the things that are good. When you wake up, instead of first going to what I need to do, or if you wake up with your kid jumping in the bed or just take a moment, just stop, look at them, smile, or whatever, and just think, okay, grateful. What are 3 things I'm grateful for? Sometimes you have to get in, or if you have more time, really spend some time. What am I grateful for that can come from today? Gratitude really is such a a great tool to have and to practice.